Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, the redhead, here with my real tight homegirl and the blonde, the razor blade, if you will, Beatrice.
Hey, everybody. Razor blade.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, fat cat?
I'm doing great. Super excited to be talking about this really strange cast of characters on 90 Day Fiancé, honey.
This season is crazy.
Well, it's slow in some sections,
In some
but
couples,
then it's really ridiculous.
Yeah.
In
Some
other
of these
sections.
people, I'm like, wow.
Like that dollar store Drake taking her to Ring Shop and asking for the cheapest gold in the store. I'm just like, I would have physically assaulted you. I would have pulled out my fucking nunchucks from my back pocket. I would have started spinning them and I'd have knocked you in your head.
For real, I could not believe the audacity of $2 Drake. I'm like, dude, come on. You don't have to say the price point that you're going to go for. Like, it's fine. But, like, you're taking her to this nice jewelry store and you're like, we need something like $200 for 2 rings.
Right.
Like,
embarrassing.
damn.
So embarrassing. I was
So
embarrassed. She's
cringe.
so pretty.
I know.
Why are you with this loser?
What if his dick game is good?
I mean, your dick game would have to be so good. She's 23. That's why she doesn't know any better.
Yep.
She hasn't met her a real man
or a woman.
Or woman. That's what she probably needs.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting carried away.
We are.
Let us start with our disclaimer. Please hide your wife and hide your kids. They should not be in the room.
No.
This is an inappropriate podcast. We say bad words. We have offensive opinions, and we will not apologize.
No.
And so if you have a problem with that because you're sensitive, you might want to find yourself another dumpster. But if you're cool like that, you're going to love it here with the rest of the raccoon.
Yes. And also go follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe, baby.
Lots of content on the Patreon.
Lots.
And if you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget, please, to like and to comment and to subscribe, because everything you do helps us in the algorithm, which means it helps us to grow. And we're trying to build and grow our raccoon
We're
community.
trying to get famous over
That's
here.
right. So thank you in advance.
Thank you. Well, we have a speak pipe.
Oh my gosh, somebody called in?
Yeah.
Well, by the way, if you want to call in and sound off on any of the shows that we're watching or on us.
Yeah. And how pretty we are.
I'll be very offended if you're not nice to us.
We just won't listen to it.
If you want to call in, all you have to do is go to speakpipe.com/reality TV cringe. You have 90 seconds to go off queen or king. And we love to hear from you. And that's a fact.
Yeah. No cap.
No cap. For real, for real.
So we got a speak pipe. And it's really nice.
It is?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my God.
really nice.
Okay.
It's from Ashley in Missouri City.
Okay, lay it on me, baby.
Bea and Dee, I just want to wish you guys a happy anniversary from me to you, because it was this time last year where my husband and I discovered your podcast on our honeymoon in Hawaii when we were driving up to the Dole Plantation, and we needed some more Sister Wives content in our lives as we're looking through podcasts to find something that was actually entertaining instead of just a recap of the show. We find y'all, and we just got back from our anniversary trip in Joshua Tree and listened to you guys the whole time we were there. So just thank you. We love being raccoons in your dumpsters. We are officially VIP raccoons in your dumpster, and we have a ball. Y'all are amazing. We love you guys.
Oh my
God.
Thank
Isn't that
you.
so sweet?
I feel like
God.
it's my purpose in life to be a raccoon.
Yes.
I feel like it's so we can meet people like Ashley from Missouri.
I know.
She was in Hawaii, which is the place of my birth, honey.
Yes.
I know very much where the Dole Plantation is, but 1 year later, they're in Joshua Tree also listening to us. Don't make me cry, Ashley. I got to
love
ugly
it.
cry.
We love you and your husband. I can't believe her husband listens
I didn't know
to us
any
too.
men listen to
That's
us.
so great.
If you're a man out there and you listen to us, please
Hey.
write in or call.
DM
she's a
Delia.
lesbian. Don't listen.
I don't want
it's
no
a lesbian
dicks.
lie.
Yeah. DM for Delia.
DM for Delia. But wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That hits me in my ET phone home heart ball.
Me too.
Ashley.
We love you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the 90-day fuck shit.
Girl. Well, this week we start with Gino and Jasmine. We missed them last week, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
I did.
And we begin with Gino apologizing about the bachelor party.
Yeah.
And Jasmine kind of cries about it. And she's like, I just need to trust you, Gino. I just need to trust you. I'm like, why wouldn't you trust this dope of a man to be with you?
Because he sent her nudes to an ex-girlfriend and because he lies in perpetuity and because he left a shit for her in his toilet the day she moved into his apartment because he ain't shit.
Why is she with him?
Shit, fuck shit.
Why is she with him?
I don't know. She is a beautiful person. I mean, not emotionally.
Yeah.
But she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And he is a schmo.
I know. From Michigan. I'm like, this guy.
Schmo. And his family sucks.
They suck so bad.
I don't get it, honey. It's a mystery to me.
It is a mystery. And then they go bowling.
Yeah.
And this was kind of funny only because Jasmine's like, I feel like people only go bowling just to eat fast food. I'm like, that's true.
Yeah.
Eat fast food and get drunk and throw your balls down the lane. Like, it's fun.
When was the last time you've been bowling? Do lesbians like to bowl?
Yeah, I like to bowl. I don't know. It's been probably like a couple years. But I used to go with my friends all the time. We would get hella crunk.
Yeah.
We'd smoke a lot right before going there. And then we'd just high bowl. It was great.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Gosh, I haven't been bowling in years.
Oh my God, we should go. We should go when there's black light.
You know, I break a wrist or something. I'm
Why?
getting old.
You can get one of those kid bowling balls.
Do what Jasmine does and just kind of squat and roll it.
That's what I do.
Yeah. She was knocking him down though.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
But they were talking about how they wanted to take a trip together and then they ultimately go to Miami, Florida, which is nice because Jasmine is like, oh my God, the sun. I haven't seen the sun in weeks.
Immediately takes off her clothes at the airport. Girl. So it seems like she didn't really have a sense of what Miami could be.
Yeah.
Like she had no idea. And so she lands and she sees all the trees and she feels the warmth and she's just like, this is my place.
Yeah. And she's speaking Spanish to their cab driver and he's telling her like, yeah, most people speak Spanish over here. Like it's pretty common. She's like, really? This is where I need to live. This is where I can live out my American dream. And Gino's like, yeah, but my family's not here.
Right.
I like Michigan.
Yeah.
I like
so
Canton,
from this
Michigan.
point on, that's going to become an issue in their marriage.
100%.
Who was the chick who married the dude from Oklahoma?
Oh, Paula and Russ.
Right. And she wanted to move to Miami and he wanted to continue to work in Oklahoma. It's going to become something like that, I think.
Totally. Now that you brought them up, I'm like, they're 100% a carbon copy of them.
Yeah,
just like
kind of
way crazier and weirder.
Yes.
Well, and Russ was like, attractive. No
somewhat
to Gino.
And I don't think had erectile dysfunction either.
No. But then the only other thing that happened with Gino and Jasmine, they were kind of boring this week, was her talking about her son Fiancé and how he wrote her a letter just like detailing about how sad he is that she's living in another country. And I was just thinking, how can you as a mom like just leave your little kid, like he's like 12 or something, how can you just leave him in another country to follow Gino?
Of all people.
Of all people.
Furthermore, when you were in Panama, you were living in some apartment bankrolled by your ex-boyfriend and Gino. You're getting plastic surgery galore.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're always gone. So it must be that her son is living with her family.
Her dad, or his dad maybe.
I mean, why?
I don't get it.
You are never going to get these years back, Jasmine.
Nope.
And your child will never forget.
And he probably will never forgive you.
No.
I wouldn't. Next, we get to Rob and Sophie, which is the aftermath of the bisexual conversation.
Okay.
In which we get Rob's full reaction to it.
Right.
And I mean, initially he was like, okay, but why are you telling me this though? Like, do you want to fuck some women? Like, do you want to try that? She's like, no, I've never been with women before. And he's like, okay, but you want to get married to me though? Like, do you ever plan on trying to experiment with women later? And she's like, I don't know. I can't decide.
Okay. And this is what we talked about last week. I think it is eminently reasonable to ask these questions. She's 23 years old.
Yeah.
She's never been with a woman
Yep.
sexually.
Never.
And she's bisexual. She's making that statement. And so as her partner, of course, I'd have questions. Okay, like, what does that mean? Do you want to experiment? Are we going to do that together? Are you going to do it on your own? How does this look going forward? That's perfectly reasonable. But the way he takes her sexuality personally and makes it about her being at fault for something.
I knew it.
When she's trying to vulnerably share an important part of who she is. He sucks so bad, Beatrice.
He sucks so bad. And then he's like, well, if you ever do have these feelings in the future and you want to experiment with a woman, then I get to fuck other women too. I'm like, me. My God, this guy's the worst. I don't know how she wants to marry him. Like, I don't fucking get it.
She's 23 years old and she doesn't know any better. But like, let's harken back to when she talks about her vulnerability and anxiety around having a child because she had some sort of a medical situation when she was younger and she's nervous about carrying children. And she doesn't even get to get that out of her mouth before he's getting mad, jumping up, stalking away. And this changes everything. And I hate him so much.
He's literally the worst.
He's a 32-year-old man. And again, the reason he's dating a 23-year-old woman who doesn't know any better is because there is no 30-year-old woman who would date him.
Nope, because he's a fucking loser. And
he's a terrible loser. He has an outhouse. He doesn't have a bathroom. He's cobbling together a life. What kind of job does this man have? He has a stupid bun in his head. I would cut that off in the middle of the night. I'd hit him with a frying pan and I would leave. Wait till her mother comes from England.
Oh, I can't
She better
wait.
come in and tune this boy up.
You know she is. She's going to grill him so fucking hard.
Good.
I can't wait.
And he's going to be scared. See, he can push Sophie around because she doesn't know who she is yet because she's still young and she's still trying to be in this relationship with him. But he is not going to be able to push that battle axe of a mom around.
No
She's
way.
going to be like, I hope you try.
Yeah.
I wish you would.
Yep. And then they go ring shopping. After this whole conversation because they got to pick rings for their wedding.
Beatrice.
And like before this, Sophie's like, I don't care about the price of the ring. Like, I just love him. She doesn't strike me as inherently a materialistic type of person.
Right.
Even though she is rich, she comes from money. She's not going into it like Jasmine, where she's like, I want a $4,000 ring or I want a butt job. Like, she's not going into it that way.
She's putting up with the outhouse.
Yeah. Because
She's
she
not
loves
materialistic.
him. No, not at all. And then they get to the ring shop and it's already like embarrassing because the guy's like, oh yeah, let me show you some rings. And Rob's like, let me look at the price. Oh, nope, that's way too expensive.
Yeah, not this section. They're all too expensive. Show me your cheapest shit.
Yep. The absolute cheapest shit.
Cheapest shit you got. Cheapest gold you got. And the guy's like, I don't have cheap gold. It's 14 karat, 18 karat. He's like, okay, the cheapest of your gold.
And then they pull out some tungsten rings, which is like fine.
That's okay.
But he's like, can I get like 2 for $500?
And the guy's like, yeah, I'll hook you up because I'm on camera and maybe it's good for my business. But just to look at Sophie standing there, so crestfallen and embarrassed, it is humiliating and shameful of him. Like, I feel like he's doing it on purpose to punish her for being bisexual.
He is, because the ring guy's like, how's everything going? Because he's like asking about their relationship, and Rob's like, yeah, we're on a 90-day visa, but she's told me some shit just recently before we came here. I'm like, dude.
And Sophie's like, I don't want to talk about that. We need to raccoon riot. We need to gather together. Where does he live? In Crenshaw?
Inglewood, California.
Inglewood. Always up to no good. We need to get our raccoons together and go beat his fucking ass.
For real.
Like, you're trying to out her. You're literally trying to out her in front of some rando ring salesman to embarrass her for her sexuality.
It's because he doesn't think it's valid. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was probably going to say something truly terrible. But like, he probably doesn't think it's valid, or he's going to weaponize it to get something more out of her that he wants because he's innately narcissistic.
Yep.
And dumb.
Really
and useless. Why do you want to have a kid with this guy? Why do you want to marry this guy? Why do you want to build a home with this guy? He's useless.
I haven't seen anything redeemable about him. Like, there's literally nothing. He's terrible.
I hate him.
I hate him too.
Raccoon riots in Inglewood.
And then we get to Sam and Citra. And so Sam is going to a barbecue at his brother's house with his family. Johnny Methy Seed.
Why? That girl is beautiful.
Yeah.
objectively gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's not handsome.
Well,
I'm not saying that. I mean, clearly she met him in Indonesia. They've met in person before. They had a connection or something. But I don't understand. I am confounded and perplexed and a little afraid as to how these two people made a match. And you got Johnny Methy Seed over here living in his hovel house or whatever and cleaning up the floor. What is on the floor? What's the powder on the floor? Is it his cocaine?
I don't know.
Is it his heroin that he snorts with dog hair and everything? I don't mean to be rude, but he's cleaning up for her, and I'm like, honey, what are you going to offer this girl?
I mean, really, like, I don't get it. And like, it's revealed
I'm being rude
that he got arrested. No, like he got arrested,
right?
And he, like a fucking. Let's just talk about this, okay? So he went to go see a suboxone doctor in 2022. I don't know why, because last episode he said he's almost 10 years sober. So why are you going back to a suboxone doctor? Which suboxone, if you guys don't know, is given to people who have opiate addictions, and it's given to them to help them withdraw. That's the whole purpose of suboxone.
And he didn't have a prescription for it at the time, or it wasn't in a prescribed container, making me wonder whether it was legally prescribed to him in the first place.
My thoughts exactly. Or if he was dealing it.
You're rolling with your friend. You've got some Suboxone, which I wouldn't know, but I hear it's pretty strong.
It is.
It's not heroin or anything, but it's pretty fucking strong. I think we'd be feeling it if we were taking it. So I'm like, so did you commit a crime? Because then you had to go to court and they put you on, what is it called? A diversity program or a diversion program?
So he got arrested and he had the opportunity to file for diversion or whatever, which is where he could go to like a halfway house and he didn't have to go to jail, and all he had to do was like some drug rehab programs or whatever, and he'd be fine. He didn't file the application for that. It was his responsibility to apply for the diversion. And he's like, yeah, I missed the application deadline. So now there's a possibility that I actually have to go to jail.
Like there is no excuse.
None.
For this. And now it's not just your dumbass. Now you've got this beautiful girl from Indonesia who has a whole ass family and life flying over to Missouri. Yeah. And you're going to go to jail because you're a dipshit who didn't file your application on time. Like when we're watching Love After Lockup with Key Rock, who is supposed to go to this one probation officer and he doesn't double check where he's supposed to be. Then he starts screaming at Brittany because he's at the wrong place. I'm like, honey, that would be the only thing on my mind is where do I need to be so I can stay out of jail?
Exactly. But no, he's a fucking idiot. And he hasn't even told Citra the full truth. So she's going to fly all the way to America to be with this dope. And he's going to be like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a possibility that I'm going to have to go to jail. And then what?
Right.
Like he's supposed to be her sponsor,
She's gonna
right?
live with his family who believe in aliens and I think drink a lot.
Yeah, they look like a little bit.
They look like they party over there. And she's going to be like praying and being devout and practicing her faith around people who don't know. And it's just a terrible situation for you to bring her into.
Absolutely terrible. And he has to convert. So like her dad is going to fly out from Indonesia as well and meet them. And he's going to have to go to a mosque and convert. So that way they can get married within 2 weeks. And then he's going to go to jail.
And he doesn't really even know the tenets of the faith or the religion. He doesn't know what is required of him. He's just like, yeah, no, I've been busy just trying to figure stuff out. I got 2 jobs. I'll get there when I get there. I'm like, if this is your faith.
Yep.
This is your faith. This is her faith. This is your marriage. This is why I don't like him.
Nope.
And it's not that he has a criminal history. It's not that he has a past or a current as an addict. It's like you are irresponsible. You're looking to get your pencil wet, as Cody Brown says. And you're not doing this the right way. And she deserves better.
She does. She seems like a nice girl.
Yeah, moron.
And her dad is not going to have any of it.
No.
Any of it. I'm looking forward to it because that dad's a police officer and he's going to hear all of this shit and he's going to be like, why do you want to marry this guy?
She's going to go back to Indonesia, right?
100.
Are they together?
I hope not.
She could do so much better.
100%.
I'm sorry, Johnny Methy Seed. I mean,
But
you have a
dude.
future ahead of you. You can turn it around, but I'm just like, what do you
Why
know?
are you on Suboxone if you're supposed to be 10 years sober? I don't understand. Why are you just going to a Suboxone doctor now? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It does not add up.
Call it
to
out,
me.
Beatrice.
It sounds like Chris from 90 Day Fiancé the other way, I think. I can't remember. It sounds like her.
From Alabama?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Except for she was straight up nodding off on camera. So we don't see that with Johnny at this time. I'm sorry. His name's Sam, right?
Not yet. Yeah, Sam.
We don't see it with Sam, but
yeah.
Yikes. Big
We'll
yikes, as the kids say.
Big yikes. And then we get to Nikki and Igor, where Nikki is devastated and heartbroken to have heard from Igor that he was fucking other bitches when she thought that they were serious and in an actual relationship.
Right.
And Igor doesn't seem to be fazed by it. He's like, well, but I gave you the ring, and that's when I stopped fucking other people.
I think Igor is fazed by it. And let me just thank you for calling him Igor.
Yeah.
But I think Igor is fazed by it. I don't think he understands because it seems like he actually was under the impression that they didn't need to be exclusive until the time that they got engaged.
Yep.
So it sounds like they didn't actually have a conversation about the conditions of their relationship. And that's on Nikki. Like, you can't just assume it's implied and he understands. But at the same time, she's getting the visa for him, which is a marriage visa, right, in June. And she's getting engaged in August.
Yep.
And so...
Well, and they took a whole ass trip to Mexico together before this. And so she was like, well, we were in Mexico, like, and you were still fucking other people back then. So, like, I feel for Nikki, but at the same time, why didn't you guys have this conversation? And also, Nikki has an OnlyFans. She's making money off of OnlyFans.
Well, okay, get your coins. That's what I
but
say.
I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
Igor,
so to you, does that mean she's banging people on her OnlyFans?
I don't know what she's doing on her OnlyFans.
Okay,
I ain't subscribed to that.
Well, but okay, but I mean, then we get into the nuances of sex work. And
Yeah,
whether that would even
and that's
be considered cheating or not, or whether he knows about it or not. Like, we just don't know what kind of conversations that they've actually had.
Right.
It seems like he had a misunderstanding.
Yeah. And he doesn't speak her language very well. Like, he has a hard time understanding her a lot of the time. So he's just like looking at the situation like, why? Can we just throw it in the garbage and not care about it anymore? And Nikki's like, well,
I'm going to throw you in the garbage.
Yeah.
I thought the most poignant part of their scenes was when she was talking about her experience as a trans woman and how it's really hard to find somebody handsome.
Yeah.
I mean, she was a little superficial about it, but she's like a person of quality. It's hard to find somebody like that. Like, we don't have a lot of options. And so she's probably really feeling like she's about to lose it all and potentially at her big age of 47 years old, potentially about to be alone for a very long time, maybe even the rest of her life. So it's striking fear in her heart.
Yeah.
It's also crushing her because she feels like he cheated on her. I felt for her here. Like, it was one of the first times I've actually felt for her. And I also wondered whether some of the fervor that she had to fucking have sex all the time was because she had some kind of sense that there was something else going on.
Totally. And I mean, she says that she's like crying about it. She's like, this is why you don't want to make love to me, because maybe there's another woman. And I'm like, ooh, are we going to get into like the friends with benefits and stuff? And but Igor's perspective is like, I've done all of these things. Like, I have been taking all the risks. Like, it is serious now. Like, I do genuinely mean that. Like, for me, it was the ring, when I gave you the ring, and you know, it's better than masturbation. So it's like, he's so stupid. But I think he does actually love her. I think he does want to be serious with her. So maybe they're going to make up, like, maybe this is just their one hiccup. And
and it doesn't feel like he hid it from her. I don't get the sense he's being duplicitous or like he's trying to hide things. He's like, yeah, I had friends with benefits. It's better than masturbating. This is what we do in Moldova. Like, he just seems to like not understand. And maybe that's because she wasn't clear. I do think at this moment they could broker a new arrangement and agreement so that he does understand. But he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
He's done a lot. He's taken a lot of risks, introduced her to his mom and dad, introduced her to his friends. Like, he's doing important things to create a relationship with her that she can trust. We'll just have to see whether she's going to throw it all away because he's been banging other bitches.
We'll have to see. I feel like she's going to get over it. Like, she'll deal with it and it'll be fine.
I do as well.
Then we get to Nick and Devin.
And I'm snoring.
Well,
I feel like she's always mostly asleep.
Well, yeah.
Is she sleepwalking in her life?
Does she have
Like
narcolepsy?
her eyes are just like the way they kind of droop closed. It's like she's
know.
just going to go to bed now.
know.
Like, wake up!
I know.
Little energy would be good. Some vibration, some passion.
Just a little bit more passion.
Articulate your words, honey. I don't
know.
understand what you're talking
I
about.
It's that
Just
southern drawl.
Moping around all the time.
Yep.
We're in Texas, honey. People have drawls, and I can understand their words.
I know, but hers is just like...
She's just not animating. It's like we need
No.
to get the paddles clear. Ugh.
I know. But Nick has a talk with her dad
Yeah.
about the whole piggy conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And this was kind of interesting because the dad's like coming at it like, this is a serious conversation. And Nick's just laughing it off. He's like, well, she doesn't like that I call her piggy. But I just kept calling her that until she just stopped talking about it. And now
Right.
she's fine with it. And the
Yeah.
dad's like, no, that's not okay.
Right.
Maybe you need to rethink that about your relationship. And Devin or Nick's like, I don't know. He's not going to stop calling her piggy.
No, he's not.
And he's given her a complex, I think.
He's negging her.
Yeah.
He's literally negging her.
Well, and I think
And
she's
why do we neg
insecure. Oh, because
We neg
hate 'em.
people to have to change the power dynamic and to make them feel like they don't have any other options and
Yeah.
nobody else will like them. And so if it's not piggy, it's going to be something else. But let me tell you something. If that were my husband talking to some boy who was talking to his girl that way, he wouldn't have like an enlightened conversation. Well, do you think you really should be doing that? Like, how do you think that makes her feel? He'd be like, you better not ever do that again.
Ever.
Ever. I better never hear you talking to my daughter that way, or else you and me, we got a problem. You little dummy.
I know, for
You
real.
little 5'4" dummy.
I know.
Coming up here calling us all fat, which is true.
I mean,
We're a very fat
yeah.
culture, and I get it.
Yeah.
But like, and you're also going to squeeze my daughter's stomach and call her piggy. Like, you got a problem with me. You got some making up to do with me, young man. That's what my husband would have done. And honestly, that's what I would have done too.
100%. And we can see the effects of it on Devin as she's like trying on wedding dresses and shit. Like she's
Yeah.
insecure.
She's got dysmorphia.
Yes, because of this dope.
Like she doesn't want to show her arms.
Yeah.
And apparently like she's having this internal trauma trying on dresses. She doesn't feel pretty. She doesn't like the Korean garb. I forget the name of it. That
Yeah,
was
I can't remember the name.
sent over that had gold in it, which I thought looked really beautiful
It looks
on
nice.
her.
Yeah.
And she's just probably has a terrible body image.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. I have to tell you, like when I was younger and I was so fucking fine. Sometimes I was, fat, but other times I was really fucking fine. I had no idea. I never felt it in my spirit that I was hot as hell.
Really?
And now at my old age, looking back, like, oh, I
You're
wish,
like, damn.
I wish I could go back to the body that I had or
Yeah.
to the youth that I had. And you just don't have an appreciation for it. So I really feel bad for her. Also,
Me too.
wake up,
I know. God.
Devin.
She's so quiet and like kind of moody. And I'm just like, God, your parents are lovely people. Like they're trying to be supportive. Your mom's helping you with this wedding dress shit. And you're
Her
just
mom's
like,
annoyed though. You
Well,
can tell. It
yeah.
feels like Devin is a bit of a brat.
totes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
She's
they
got-
coddle her.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother is like annoyed of it. And at the end of the wedding dress shopping scene, she's like, okay, you're on your own, honey. Just figure out your own shit and I'll show up and I'll be supportive, but I'm not dealing with this with you.
Yeah. And I'm like, grow up a little bit,
Yeah.
Devin. A little bit.
How old is she? 24, 25,
23 or something
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
a young
Yeah.
girl.
We were all like that.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we get to Clayton and Annalie, who are also kind of boring in this segment, in this episode. But essentially the whole thing, like after they went to go pet goats, like nobody cares, whatever, Annalie brings up the fact that Clayton is a hermit and has no social life except for his online friends.
No friends in real life at all.
At all. And he's like, what's the big idea about that? They're my real friends. And I'm like, I mean, I have online friends.
Of course, so do I.
Yeah, and that's fine. But like, you have to also have real life friends too.
Right. Well, it's the fact that she's come here from Peru
Yeah.
and she is trying to suss out whether a relationship with you is going to be viable. And she has a vibrant life back in Peru where she talks to other people with her mouth using words.
Yeah.
And you're sitting behind these two dumb monitors with your little hands.
I know.
Little pamper
Little
hands.
baby
Little baby
hands.
hands.
I know.
And you're just, so what is she doing all day? Just cleaning up the fucking hamster shit and feeding your overweight chihuahuas and cleaning the kitchen? I mean,
know.
get off your fucking ass, Clayton.
For real. Like his mom's not doing shit. Like, so she's cleaning up his mom's messes, his messes, and she's just bored. And where are they at? Like Kentucky or something?
Yes, Kentucky in
Oh
some
my
apartment.
Ugh.
He's driving a beater. He lives in a dumpy apartment.
But he's got a good job. I don't get it.
His mom lives in a closet.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is bone, but he doesn't want to actually invest in the relationship. Like, well, he does take her to the llama farm and stuff. So
I guess, yeah.
But I think his actual default mode, though, is just gaming all day.
Yeah, 100%.
And being on the computer and talking to his bros.
I know.
I'm a badass when I'm in the World of Warcraft or whatever these people play.
I know.
It's like, you suck. And if you didn't have a girl, you would 100% be an incel.
Oh, 1000% would be an incel. And like, I feel like Annalie and Clayton have a genuine relationship. Like, I feel like she does actually like him for some reason. And she doesn't mind the fact that he's a bit nerdy. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a gamer and like that being your passion. But get out a little bit. Like, meet some new people. And that's where Annalie's like, why don't we go meet your best friend of 10 years that you've never met in person?
In San Diego. Let's take a trip.
Yes. And San Diego's fun. So I guess that's what they're going to do in the next
episode. But Clayton really doesn't want to do it.
No, which is weird.
Well, he doesn't want to go anywhere. This is who he is. What's her name? Iloni? Alani?
Annalie.
Annalie. This is who it is. Like, you left your sick mom in Peru and your family to come here and live with this schlump of a man.
Yeah. And you get the first impression of America in Kentucky with this guy with his mom living in a closet.
Well, Kentucky can be beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not.
At least there's some sort of, was it a Peruvian restaurant that they went to have some sort of food?
In San Diego.
Was it in?
They
They immediately went to San Diego.
Yeah.
I must have been doing my laundry. I'm sorry. They were immediately in San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get it. And so next week we see them sitting down with this Cameron person, and all he does is talk about sex.
Yeah. He's like, can I get a virgin drink? Because I'm essentially a virgin because my girlfriend won't bone me.
She's not banging him.
I know, which is interesting. But I mean,
would you?
Can we blame her?
Would you?
With that cum
but I mean,
soaked pant on his bed. Dude.
But I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, at this point, presumably it's been a month.
Like at least a month.
30 days.
Mm-hmm.
They're barreling towards their nuptials. I mean, like, she's not banging him. Why?
Because his mom's in the closet.
And because he's an eternal turnoff. Yeah. He's a jello mold of a person. Just shake, shake, shake. He's just, yes, he's just boring.
For real, though.
God, I hate everybody today. I'm sorry. All of these people are terrible. Like, let's name one great person on this cast. Well, Sophie seems nice. She's got potential.
Sophie's nice. I do think Annalie's okay. I don't think she's a terrible person.
Okay.
We'll see, though.
What are you doing? What are we doing here, Annalie?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you got some sort of an ulterior motive, because why would you put yourself through this?
For real. And then maybe Citra. Like, we haven't seen much of her yet, but she seems like
Citra seems like a nice girl.
A nice girl, well-rounded.
But we'll
She's
see.
modest.
Sometimes people can be crazy.
Girl, I just don't get their relationship, though, Sam and Citra. Yeah. I don't understand it. But that leads us to the preview, though, essentially. Okay. I mean, Annalie and Clayton go to San Diego to meet his friend Cameron. Gino and Jasmine are on the beach, and he's putting sunscreen on her ass.
Her fake ass.
Oh, so cringe.
I mean, I don't want to body shame anybody, but being from Gen X, I'm inclined to.
Yeah.
And she looks great, by the way. I think she's really beautiful. Yeah. And I love when she smiles and when she's soft and gentle with Gino. I think she seems like a really nice person, but like, why?
I know, I don't get it.
Your body was so perfect.
I know.
Why, Stacey and Darcy? Your bodies were so perfect. You guys looked great.
Why do you have to put fillers?
Why do you have to have such anxiety as you get older? Why do we have to put so many fillers in our face so we look like a fucking mask with Eric Stoltz? That's a reference most of you want. Saw, the Saw guy. Don't you see yourself in a mirror? Yeah. Like Madonna with her fucking diaper booty. I don't understand what's happening. Jasmine, stop now. I can see it though.
Yep.
Like Larissa.
Yep.
Like, why? You were beautiful.
I know. Larissa and Colty, yeah.
What happens to people that they think that looks good? Society
tells you that as a woman, when you age,
nobody thinks that. But
A lot of people think that. You want to get a facelift.
Of course I do, but I see myself on camera and this little bit right here.
Yeah.
This laxity, I can't take it. But I'm not going to fucking shove filler in my face.
No, of course not.
And have new cheekbones and some filler down here so I have a new jaw like Zac Efron. Have you seen that dude?
No.
Have you seen Zac Efron
he got
lately?
plastic surgery?
Yes, he said
Stop.
he broke his jaw a couple times, but they always say something like that. He looks fucking crazy.
No.
It's he's in a new movie called The Iron Claw. There's after we get off, I'm going to show you pictures,
'Kay.
but it is bananas.
Stop
He's
it.
got a big fucking jaw. I'm like,
What?
I want this. I mean, I just first of all, objectively, I need to just trim it up. I'm not, but I don't want to be a
She's
different
beautiful.
person. I don't want to be a different person. But what I see with Jasmine and like the lip fillers and
I know.
she's only 32 or something.
Well, even Sophie, I think, probably has some lip fillers and
She's
stuff.
beautiful. Stop right
But
now.
it's like, you don't need to do that to yourself.
And when they do it when they're so young, like Sophie and Jasmine, like you age yourself.
Yep.
It's like they develop a fundamental inability to see themselves accurately.
I know.
But the rest of us see it immediately.
Right.
And we're like, stop it.
I know.
It's
And just
terrible.
accept yourself. Just love yourself as you are. You don't need all that stuff.
So I don't mean to be judgy, but like I was looking at her ass and I'm like, your other ass was better
I know.
and perfect. And
Well-
you had to get money from your ex and that's going to come up, Jasmine. And Gino's going to be really pissed. It's going to threaten your entire relationship.
I know. It's going to be a huge shit show. But like, in Jasmine's defense, she lost a lot of weight. So that's why she got the butt implants. But I'm just like,
but that's what happens in nature. Like we
I
lose
know.
weight, we lose our titties, we lose our ass, and then we
okay.
gain weight, and we gain that shit back. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to be judgmental, but I worry about it.
I know. I just feel for these people that do that to
Dude,
themselves.
are you on Darcy Silva's Instagram?
Girl. Yes.
Are you? Do you follow her?
Yes.
Because it's private. You have to ask, and then she lets everybody in.
I
though.
am following it.
But I'm just like, and she puts up these turbo filtered
I know.
images and videos and just comment after comment, just dragging her to filth. And I just feel so bad for her.
I know. It's really fucking bad.
And then her boyfriend got plastic surgery too.
Is she's got a boyfriend now?
Yeah, well, that masseuse guy from like previous
yeah, that
seasons,
guy, yeah.
too, they broke up and now they're back together.
Mhm.
He's getting plastic surgery now, so his fucking lips are done. He looks like a different person.
Oh my
It's like a
God.
virus. It's like a zombie virus.
It's like turning
the
new
fucking
humans.
Walking Dead. Yeah.
Making new humans.
That's
into
how we're
these
going to
plastic-
identify the other people in the zombie virus, like fucking body snatchers. I see your fucking cheeks from here, 1 mile away. You've been snatched, bitch. And you're not snatched like you think you're snatched.
No.
It's a different kind of snatching.
It's a different.
I don't know where you are. Sorry. That was a little too much for me.
Well, yeah. So Gino's rubbing sunscreen on Jasmine's ass.
Sorry about that.
That's pretty much it. Like there wasn't much in the preview. Nick and Devin get married. Nobody fucking cares.
Okay, that'll work.
And then Ashley's trying on wedding dresses. Again, nobody fucking cares.
Who's she again? Oh, yeah. And, sorry, and Manuel. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then Citra finds out that Sam might have to go to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Go right back to Indonesia.
And then Rob and Sophie are screaming at each other in a sex shop about the whole bisexual conversation.
Right. In front of other people because he wants to embarrass and humiliate her.
Yes, because he's a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah.
I wonder
terrible
why they
people.
go to a sex shop though. Like, what are they getting?
Maybe a cock sleeve because he has a little dick. He needs to stick his pamper peen up in
probably.
a cock sleeve so she can feel something.
Oh my God. Maybe he's buying her some lesbian porn or something.
Maybe.
Oh my God. Cringe. I can't.
Wild.
What a crazy cast of characters.
But it was a good time. I enjoyed myself, and that's a fact.
Yes.
Now, if you didn't watch our last podcast, we were discussing a new program that we're going to be starting at the end of January, which is Vanderpump Rules. And I know that we have been pretty strictly TLC.
Yeah.
Well, we did
A little
maths
bit.
for a
and
little while.
Love After Lockup. We're doing
Love After Lockup
Yeah.
on Patreon. That's fucking crazy.
I love that show.
Crazy town.
So good.
Oh, right up my alley.
So good.
But starting in January, we're going to be doing Vanderpump Rules. So we're going to try a little Bravo up in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it because I am a faithful and I dare say obsessed viewer of Vanderpump Rules.
Which I'm excited about because I don't really watch
You've
Bravo.
never watched.
Like, I never even heard about the Housewives or anything until I met your daughter. And
Right.
she was like, you love reality TV and you've never watched The Real
She
Housewives?
grew
And I'm
up with
like,
that shit.
no. Yeah. She used to tell me all the time
Oh my
about
God, I was
all the
such a
time you
toxic
guys-
parent. We watched America's Next Top Model
I
when
watched
she
that
was
too, though.
8.
Yeah.
Just like body image issues for the rest of her life. What was I thinking? Anyway, yeah, so we're going to try a new show.
Yeah, it'll be
And
fun.
Your homework is to watch at least 3 seasons
3?
previous. Yes, so that you have to.
3 whole seasons?
Yes.
All right.
So you can get a sense of the cast of characters.
You'll have to catch me up on some of
I
it.
will. We'll have a preliminary raccoon meeting in which we kind of download on who everybody is so you understand what the fuck you're getting into.
All right.
And we're also going to do their zodiac signs because we're bitches like this. This is who we are.
That is who we
Fake
are.
psychic weirdos.
Get over it.
And then it's going to be fun. A new adventure.
I'm excited for the new trash.
Me too. By the way, after Sister Wives ends, we are going to immediately take up with Sister Wives Rewind. I think we're starting season 4. Season 4. And we're also going to always get into Sister Wives gossip and all the things. So you want to make sure you hang out with us because we've got some good things coming up, raccoons.
We do. A lot of good things for 2024.
And on that note, is there anything else that we need to say to these beautiful raccoons and Beatrice?
Well, if you love our podcast, I sure hope you go onto your favorite podcast platform and give us a glowing 5-star review. It really helps us grow the pod, and we really appreciate it. It makes us happy. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. And we'll be back next week to talk more 90 Day Fiancé and Sister Wives. But until then, never forget that we've got nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.